guys.
Hey guys.
As you can tell, or I don't know if you're listening or not, but there is only the two of us today. We've
R.I.P.
officially,
Brooke.
yeah,
I probably shouldn't have said that.
we cut her out. We decided no more blondes. So it's just the two of us today.
Yep.
But no, we're just kidding. She had her grandpa's funeral today, so that was a really bad joke of you to say.
I know. It came out and I was like,
Yeah. Okay. Well, moment of silence. Okay.
Oh.
Before we get into anything, I wanted to bring this TikTok up, or like this TikTok page, because
Yeah.
I know you're gonna love him if you haven't already seen him. But have you seen, I think it's called like Sailing with Phoenix?
Oh, have I seen? I'm obsessed with him.
I knew you would be.
He's so cute.
No, he really is. And like, I just love his videos, but it does kind of worry me because I'm like, does he really know what he's doing?
You know, I feel like at that point, like, he doesn't really have much to lose. And I feel like he's done a lot of research on it. Like,
yeah.
I saw a TikTok of his recently where it was like of him last year. He was like, hopefully by this time next year, I'll be on a sailboat. So like, I'm assuming he's been prepping
Okay.
for a while.
Fair, yeah. For those who don't know, it's this guy who he like quit his job and liquidated his 401k and just bought a sailboat and is going to sail, I want to say across the world, but I don't think it is.
No,
I think
he's
it's like to Hawaii.
He's sailing from Oregon to Hawaii.
Yeah, because he got like this diagnosis that was basically like he has a high chance of becoming paralyzed when he's older. So he's like, if I'm going to do it, I may as well do it now. But the reason I bring this up is because I knew you're going to love him.
I do.
But also because on one of his videos, there was a comment that was like, you can have a million problems, but once it comes to your health, like you only have one.
Yeah, so
and
true.
It is so true because it's just, like it is just so true when there's like, you take everything for granted, and then until your health is in like jeopardy, it's like that's the only thing that's your only problem.
Yeah. Like money doesn't matter at that point, like nothing. It's just about living your life to the life that you want to live, if that makes sense.
No, totally. Exactly. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly bring that up because
I'm obsessed with him.
No, he's so cute, and he has his cat. And
I know, his little cutie cat.
Oh, it's so cute.
I know, I'm obsessed. He had like the two scariest days of his life. I'm not going to go into like the full realm of him because I watch his videos religiously, but he basically got like, he had like a crazy rudder issue, which is like he was sailing off course for a while and he's obviously solo. So it was just like a terrifying day. And he was like, I had the two scariest days of my life back to back. And then the next day he got stuck in one of the sail lockers. I think it was a sail locker or an engine locker. Can't remember. But basically, when the locker shuts, because it has to be watertight in case the boat capsizes, it completely...
Wait, so then you can like stay in there?
Yeah, you can. Like it would keep it dry so the boat wouldn't sink, because sailboats are intended because they have... they're intended to flip if they need to, and then they can come back around because of their weight. Anyways, he got stuck in the locker and it slammed shut over his head, and he had to pry it open with a wrench, which is just like, I couldn't even imagine.
No,
like
that'd
being
be
alone.
So scary. I didn't see those videos because I don't actually like follow him, but it just keeps on popping up. But
And it was so funny. He was like, I guess it's been quite rough, like day like 5 to 8 or something like that was really, really, really rough. And his cat is just like chill as a fucking cucumber.
Aww.
He's like, yeah, she's just like sleeping, doing her thing. Like not like it's not even affecting her whatsoever, which I'm like, cat was meant to sail.
Aww,
I know.
That's so cute.
It's so cute.
I just wanted to bring that up very quickly.
Yeah.
But we wanted to discuss, we were just like talking earlier about like some of the crazy things that we've encountered or experienced, and we both have a story to share. Mine definitely does like not compare to yours, but
No, but it's still along the same scariness.
I mean, it could have been worse for sure.
It could have been, but it also was like still not a fun situation to happen at all.
Yeah. Okay. So long story short, I had a literal stalker, and I often forget about this because I don't know why. I think I just like tried to erase it from my memory, but every now and again when I think about it, I'm like, damn, that was like really scary.
That was like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so basically when I worked at the keg, and I was a bartender, I had this guy come in one day, he like some guy that I've like never seen, and like, not that that's weird, but I feel like you just kind of get to know like your population. I don't know. It is just like especially with the bar, like you have so many bar regulars, like when somebody else comes to the bar, it's like
you're like, oh, new guy.
Yeah, especially when they're like chatting you up and stuff. And so he was really chatty, and he didn't really seem like too off to begin with, like just maybe a little socially awkward, but like whatever. And like, I'm just here to chat. And he was asking me like a bunch of questions, and not a lot of red flags are going off at this point, which maybe they should have.
No, I feel like first meet, it was like, but like he was a weird guy, but like whatever. I'm never gonna see this guy again.
Totally, exactly. And it really taught me a lesson to like to not share as much, because when people ask me questions, I just answer. Like, I don't really think about what your intentions are to like keep this information. I'm just like, we're just chatting, right? And so anyways, he comes in, we chat. I don't even know, I think he might have asked me for my number the first time I saw him.
Yeah, it was either first or second.
Yeah,
it was
and
recent.
I know
encounter.
Like I wasn't scared enough to like make sure that I didn't give it to him, but I do remember when he asked me for my number, it was in kind of one of those ways where I couldn't really say no, or like couldn't give him a fake number, because he called me right then. Like, he got me to bring my phone. And like, take in mind, like, I'm also like the server, like I'm not going to be blatantly rude to him, you know? So
right.
I kind of did feel like pressured and stuff. Anyways, I'm pretty sure like all he ordered was like coffee, and he got like 10 of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which was just like annoying.
Pain in the ass.
But to be fair, like, he tipped me really well. Like, I'm pretty sure he left me like $100 bill. Like, every single time he came in, he left me $100 bill.
That was yeah. So interesting point.
I was like,
where is he getting the money from?
Okay, like maybe I like this guy.
Maybe I definitely am glad I gave him my number.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was weird, but like, he tipped me well, and then he came in again, and then started asking like more weird questions. And this is kind of when my like red flags started to kind of like go off.
Alarm bells start
going weird. And then again, all he ordered was coffees, and he left me $100 bill. And this time he had left me $100 bill. I'm gonna find the photo. I saved it.
You guys, it was so funny.
Like, he wrote on the $100 bill and gave it to me. I don't even know,
in Sharpie.
Yeah, in Sharpie. I don't even know what this part means, but he just goes, lost mine. You're doing the Lord's work. Keep the faith. Love, his name. So honestly, wait, if anyone ever finds that $100 bill, please let me know.
Keep it?
No.
That's true. It's $100.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend it. What am I gonna do? Keep it in?
I need to get rid of the evidence of this guy.
And so yeah, and then I forget like exactly, again, like this was a few years ago, so like I don't exactly remember how it all went down. But at some point, we did realize he had mentioned that he had just got out of jail, and so that's really when it started.
Huge red flag.
Yeah, like that kind of was creepy. I mean, to be fair, like, you can go to jail for a lot of things, but
totally. But the way that he was acting, it was like, okay, maybe indicators that like he was a stalker.
Yeah, something weird. And I never knew his last name, so I couldn't actually look it up on the public. Like,
oh, you can look up their records.
Yeah, and I tried to do that, and I didn't know his last name.
We tried to get it.
Yeah, and so and the other thing was, there was a couple guys at the end of the bar, and they were like talking, or just being like obnoxious or something. I don't even know. And I remember him saying something like, oh, I'm gonna like fucking kill them or something like that. And
violent. Yeah.
And I remember trying to like calm him down and trying to be like, oh, like, like they're just joking or something like that.
Like, it's okay.
And like, again, like, I don't know this guy at all. Anyways. And then, sorry, this is like all over the place because I can't really remember the order of like how things happened. But because apparently he was really into his coffee, he started asking me about like what my coffee order was, and like something like that, like, I'm gonna share whatever.
Yeah, like, that's chill. Like, he's not gonna track you down because he knows what you get at Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly. But then every single time he started coming in, yeah, I know. Yeah, so every time he came in, he started ordering me a coffee, and then one time he ordered me like, I think it was like 4 coffees. And
it was like it came in a tray.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't need 4 grande coffees, but okay. And then like 20 cake pops. And okay. But yeah. And so this is when things like started to just kind of get weird, because he was literally coming in like every single day and specifically asking for me. Like, he would be calling ahead being like, is Montana there? And like coming in like just to see me, and
like fixated on you.
Yeah. And so, and then like when he would be sitting down, I'd try to like get away. I would like, some of the other guy bartenders would like take over for him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a scratch in my throat. But he would be like, no, like, I only want her.
Yeah.
And then it just got really weird. So like And he would be there my whole shift.
Yeah, he put in a shift, and he would have a bill of like maybe $10 because coffee at the keg is cheap, and make Montana make him like 100 iced coffees, which we do not serve, and then tip $100.
Yeah, so like
it was so fucking weird.
I loved that part of it, but that was like the only part. But then like my managers had to start walking me to my car.
Yeah.
And like we couldn't tell him when I was off. Like it was just, we had to be very sneaky about it. And then I started having to like work less because I was like, he's coming in so freaking often that it was like so creepy. And I mean, it definitely could have gotten a lot worse, and I'm glad it didn't, because I was actually quite worried for like a while after. But then like I guess it just kind of like went away. He stopped coming in.
We kicked him out. He came in one time, and they were like, "You're not allowed back."
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Blacklisted.
But yeah, I mean, like, thankfully, like, obviously, like, my management team and, like, everyone that I worked with was, like, super supportive and, like, also, like, being, like, this is fucked.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know he got kicked out.
Yeah, he was not allowed back at the keg.
Oh, that's very nice.
I also wonder where he got all that money from. Because, like, normally, from what I've heard, when people come out of jail, unless they have, like, a wealthy family or they have, like, a great support system or something like that, whatever, you kind of come out a little skint. Like, you don't really have too much money, depending on how long you've been there.
Yeah, I don't... Like,
obviously.
He was not old, but he also, like, wasn't young. So, like...
He was, like, in his late 30s.
Yeah.
Like, somewhere around there.
But that's not old. So
No.
He probably wasn't in there for that long, is what I'm saying.
But, like, just dropping hundreds every single day. Like, he probably...
No, yeah, it was, like... it got to the point where I was like, okay, I feel bad that, like...
Yeah, like, I've taken, like, 1,000, 2,000.
No. But then...
Think about how many times he came in.
Yeah, I guess.
You know? Like, that's kind of a lot of times.
Yeah.
And 100, it was definitely every time. Pretty much,
yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could have been a lot worse for sure.
Yeah.
But that's my story.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
That was scary. And I remember everybody being like, especially what you were saying, like taking you out of the keg, like nobody would say that you're off, and then you would just disappear into the kitchen and be like, oh, I gotta go get something, and then just like beeline it for your car.
Yeah, no, it was a scary time.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forget about that sometimes.
I know. I honestly forgot his name until we just like saw that, and I was like, I forgot. That's what he was called. Crazy.
But yeah, your story. A lot more scarier, to be honest.
My story is... it is an interesting story. It happened when I was in grade 11, and for anybody who, I don't know if any of the people that this happened to with me listen to the podcast, if you do, and I'm telling this like in a wrong way or something like that, I don't know, let me know, or don't let me know. I don't really care. But from my experience, this is what happened. I'm not going to go like into too much detail about like the other people.
Yeah.
But basically I was held at gunpoint and robbed. Which
Where?
is fucking crazy, in Guatemala. And
on a school trip.
Yeah, on a school trip. I could say all of those things because like it was on the news.
Yeah.
It was on the news. But yeah, basically like kind of Cole's Note version ish. My school was very small, and so our entire grade went down there in grade 11, and we split off into like two groups. And on the first day, my group went to, not to say like a wealthier school, but like kind of a wealthier school in a neighborhood, and did some work with kids and stuff like that. And then the other half of the class went to a more rural area and worked at a school and did like building a driveway or something like that. Anyways, and then the next day we sweep swapped. The next day, like I said, swapped. We are now at the more rural school, and we finished our work really early. And all of the kids that were there were like, come play soccer with us. Like, let's go up to the field that's like in their neighborhood and let's go play soccer. And so all of us were like, sure, like absolutely. Like that sounds so fun. And we had one of our teachers with us. And then I think, if I remember correctly, the nurse that was on our trip that came with us. Anyways, we do this like long ass hike that's like scaling boulders. And that is an important note for this. Okay. Anyways, it's like a very intense hike. We get to the top. The soccer field is like on a plateau of a mountain. That's also kind of key. So you can't really see the other side. Like it literally, I don't know how this mountain was shaped like this, but it was like a perfect tabletop
Yeah, it
mountain.
seems weird.
Super weird. Anyways, we're all sitting down and all of the kids are like, come play soccer, like come play soccer, come play soccer. And we're like, just give us like 2 minutes. We're all like huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
We're like, we're out of fucking shape, apparently. Anyways, what I remember next was the kids really like to take your phone there, because they love taking pictures. And so I was sitting on the ground kind of like this, and I had my phone in my hand, like around my shoulder. Sorry, I moved the mic. I had my phone in my hand around my shoulder, and I felt like a tugging on my phone, and I kind of just yanked it back because I was like, not in like a bitchy way,
Yeah.
but like,
no, you know what you mean.
not
Just
right
like,
fucking now. You know what I mean? Like, leave me alone. Give me 1 second. Anyways, I then feel a nice thing on my arm, and I look over, and it's this man. He's wearing like a ski mask. He has the whole, like, honestly, like you would expect in a movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it doesn't seem real. Anyways, he had a shotgun like on my shoulder.
No, like that's actually fun.
Which is crazy. And also, whenever I tell this story, it doesn't feel like I'm telling it from my account.
Yeah, no,
do you know what
totally,
I mean? Like, I'm telling this.
disassociate.
Yeah, like I'm telling this as like if this didn't happen to me. Like, I'm telling it like I watched a fucking TikTok on it.
Yeah,
you know,
no, totally.
Anyways, so I see that, and then I'm like, oh God, and I give him my phone, and so now I'm sitting there, and I kind of look around because I'm like, I don't want to make like too many sudden movements. You don't know if like they're volatile and whatever's gonna happen.
Like,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
a random group of guys that like kind of came up on you guys, right? Like,
Yeah. So basically when I looked around, because I think they had like kind of, my back was turned to the other side of the soccer field, if that makes sense. And so I look over, and there's 5 of them. Randomly, one guy has a grass hula skirt on his head as a mask. I don't know why I vividly remember that. And then another guy had like a Jamaican colored mask, like the red, green, and yellow. Anyways, they were all surrounding us, and they had all the guys on their stomachs, like face down, heads in the ground, and they were like patting them down, taking all of their shit, obviously. Yeah. And I remember like locking eyes with like a couple of the guys in my grade, and they were just like bawling their eyes out. And I was just like sitting there, and I was like, holy fuck, like this is actually really, really happening right now. Like, this is,
I'm gonna die.
This is fucking crazy. Anyways, I'm sitting there, and if anybody's ever traveled or anything like that, you kind of wear those like money belts, you know what I mean, that kind of like tuck into your pants, because a fanny pack, that shit can be ripped off of you. Anyways, I have my money belt on, and then another guy comes over to me and then has like a
pistol,
like a handgun, and just like puts it right here
on her head.
And he says, what did he say? He didn't say money belt, but he said like something else. I can't remember. Anyways, I like unclipped my money belt, which had like all my cash in it for the trip, because I didn't want to leave it at the homestay that I was staying at. And I think my passport, like everything. And I just handed it to him, because I'm like, I'm not going to fucking argue with you right now. No. Like, there is no way. Anyways, they all kind of leave. They run across the other side of the field. So like I said, the plateau mountaintop situation, they go to the other side, and we can't see them anymore. They're gone. Our teacher sits up. All of us are like wide-eyed, like what the actual fuck just happened? And our teacher was like, just wait like 5 minutes. Like, we're not going to start running yet. We don't know if there's other people on the side. Like, we don't know if there's people
imagine
waiting
being the
for
teacher
us.
and being like, I'm responsible for all these kids. And like, I'm supposed to be the leader and telling everyone what to do.
Yeah. And like, he was thinking about it now, like he was probably like 30. Like, he was not old. Yeah. Like, he was young. Anyways, so he's like, sit tight, whatever. We wait. And then he's like, okay, guys, girls, find a partner, link arms, do not let go of the guy that you're with, girls, and start fucking running. Yeah. And so you're like, okay. I was with one of my friends that I've known.
It's literally giving me like shivers thinking about it. It's so scary.
It was really scary.
Like, we're laughing, but like,
it's
not funny.
Yeah, it is scary, but like, I can't remember it really. Anyways, I'm with one of the guys that I had literally known since I was like 2 years old. We're running down the hill, and he is much larger than me. And we are like, people are falling, like I said, bouldery, messy hike. Like, this was not a marked trail. We were beelining it down and like jumping off of things and whatever. It was so fucking dramatic now. Like telling this story, you know, all of us are crying. It's like, whatever. We get down there, and basically how the village was shaped, it was like a big U, if that makes sense. And then in the center of it, it was like a ravine. So you had to walk all the way around to get back to our bus because they don't drive all the way into where the houses are. Anyways, so we had like a 30-minute walk after the hike. Ugh. And all of us are sprinting, and we finally get to the bus. No bus driver to be seen. And we're like, fuck, no one has their phone.
Yeah.
Because they've been stolen.
Yeah.
And like nobody has a watch. No one knows what time it is. Like we were supposed to meet the rest of our class. Anyways, whatever. Our teacher goes out, ends up finding our bus driver. We all drive back. We meet the rest of the class. Everybody's like, oh my God, we're so thankful you're alive. Because like, I guess our teacher got the bus driver's phone and like called the other
teacher or whatever.
Leader or whatever. Anyways, yeah, that was the story. And then what was funny, the last little side note about it was when we kind of put the pieces together afterwards, kind of sat and all of us kind of were digesting what had just happened and yada, yada, yada. And we were putting some pieces together. And basically when we were on the hike on the way up, once the kids like asked us to play soccer, there was like, I think it was 2 or 3 of them, these kind of like more teenagers to like late teenager vibes, like probably like 16 to 18 kind of age range. Boys joined our group. And I guess no one thought anything of it. Yeah. Because I don't know, we're a bunch of random white people who have like come into this super rural area. We're all going to play soccer. Like everybody's kind of joining, you know what I mean? So nobody thought anything of it. But then we realized, so as soon as we got up to the mountain, when this all was happening, when I looked around, all the kids had like sprinted away, and the 3 guys who had joined us were like standing in the corner of the field. Yeah. And so we're kind of thinking that it was like a tipped off situation.
For sure. Yeah. And especially with half the other group going the day before.
Yeah, totally. Like they were like, they knew what was going on. Anyways, bless the people who lived in this fucking village, because some of the men and women ran after the people who robbed us and like took all of the shit that they had. Like they had thrown a bunch of our shit kind of randomly away that like wasn't of value. So most of the stuff of value was taken, but they like hunted them down and tracked all of the shit that they like threw away, and then got in contact with our bus driver and gave us all of our shit back. So I still have my hat that I wore that day, which is crazy. I love that hat. It's my master's hat. I love that hat. Anyways, yeah, crazy story. But
and then you guys had to fly home like the next day, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So our school obviously was like, we're sending you guys home. And all of us were kind of like, why? Like at this point, like I didn't want to go home.
Oh, I would have literally been like, get me on the next flight out. I'm literally waiting in the airport until I'm going.
See, I was like, the chances of this happening again to me are so slim. I just kind of thought of it as like, this could never, like in a million years, it's like lightning striking the same spot twice. To me, I was like, there's no way it's going to happen again. We had like police escorts everywhere we went for like the remainder of the time that we were there. And I was just like, I couldn't realistically see it happening again. So me and a few of the people in my class like wrote this huge letter, had like a meeting with the board. We were like, we shouldn't be the ones that like, we should have a say in whether we come home or not.
But also at the same time, they're like, no, because it's going to fall on them.
Of course, which I do understand. And it happened on day 2. That's what also pissed me off. We were supposed to be there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that does suck.
Day 2. Couldn't happen day 9.
Yeah. Or like the last day.
The last day, something like that.
That's annoying. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely would have gone home.
And like when we got home, I don't know why I think this is so funny. We got home, and because we had created quite a stir in the community, we the news crew was invited back, like came to our school when we got home. And so we like all arrive on this like big yellow school bus into the parking lot. It's like 9:00 at night. There's film crew, there's camera crew everywhere, and they're all like going up to the people, going up to the kids, going up, tell me about your experience. Like, what happened? And I was like, okay, this is done. I just remember looking at my mom like, get me the fuck out of here.
No, that is crazy.
Yeah, it was so funny though.
That is
because like the consulate was involved because no one had passports.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, like that's crazy, like literally crazy.
I know, it was crazy.
I bet they canceled that trip going forward.
No, they didn't.
Really? Mm-mm. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so on a complete 180 from that, we're gonna talk about our personalities.
We are. I feel like those stories kind of coincided with our personalities in some way, though. Do you know what I mean?
No, not for me.
Sharing the phone number.
No, because no. But we took the, what's it called,
Myers-Briggs, the 16 personalities.
Yeah. I had never done it before, and so I was actually quite interested to like see my results and stuff. So I'm excited to like I know yours, but like to hear about it and stuff.
Yeah.
But why don't you start?
Okay.
And I'll see if I agree or disagree.
Okay, so I am an INFP, if anybody knows.
But what's like the name?
It's the mediator is my title.
Because this is like a standard personality test or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like that people do.
Yeah. So the little synopsis on this bit is mediators are poetic, kind, altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause. They approach life with thoughtfulness and imagination, guided by their principled version of humanism, which I don't really know what that last bit means, to be honest. Are we sharing our percentages of each?
Nobody knows what that means. Well, I don't, so I feel like other people won't.
Okay.
So just like talk more about like the actual thing.
Okay. So
like that part.
This little blurb says, okay, also I want to preface, I'm actually so horrible at reading out loud, so I'm so sorry. Like actually so bad. So bear with me. As an INFP mediator, you possess a rich inner world brimming with imagination, empathy, and idealism. Your compassionate nature and deep-seated desire to understand the human experience make you a natural confidant. Is that confident or confidant?
Confidant.
Right? It is. Okay. This is what I'm saying. And source of support for those around you. You approach life with a sense of wonder, always seeking meaning and authenticity in your experiences and relationships. Your creativity is a wellspring of inspiration, often manifesting in unique ideas and innovative solutions to complex problems. However, the same creativity can sometimes lead to you becoming lost in daydreams, making it challenging to navigate the more practical aspects of your life. It's really calling me out here. You have a profound capacity for empathy, allowing you to connect with others on a deep, almost intuitive level.
Yeah.
Oh, do I go?
Nah.
Okay.
I think people are going to get bored. I'll do mine.
Yeah.
Okay. So I took a screenshot here. I got the ISFJ, which is a defender. Defending my honor. Which is so funny because the first thing that it said, like one of the number one career paths for somebody of like this personality type is someone in healthcare, like specifically a nurse, and which is just so funny.
Check.
That's my okay, so it says, as an ISFJ defender, you are the quiet backbone of society, offering unwavering support and practical care to those around you. Your keen eye for detail and excellent memory allow you to anticipate and meet others' needs, often before they even realize what they require. You find deep satisfaction in creating stability and comfort for your loved ones, approaching life with grounded. Oh, my God, this is hard.
I know, right?
It's like a spelling bee.
It is.
You find deep satisfaction in creating stability and comfort for your loved ones, approaching life with a grounded, responsible attitude. Your natural inclination towards tradition and established methods serves you well in many aspects of life. You excel at maintaining order and following through on commitments, traits that make you invaluable in both personal and professional spheres. However, the same preference for the familiar can sometimes hold you back from embracing new experiences or perspectives that might enrich your life.
Totally.
Would you say that's me?
I would say that checks out.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is a very like small snippet of it, but I was going through it and I was like, damn. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And it also, for Mott's situation, like she's like 51 introverted and then 49 extroverted, which to me checks out perfectly because I feel like you're like the epitome of an introverted extrovert.
No, literally.
Because you love having people around you, but only certain people at some times.
Yeah.
You know?
No, like
you're like, I like to be alone with a couple people.
Yeah. like I don't want to be alone, but I don't want to just be with anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, okay. I want to know like what the strengths and weaknesses are of yours.
Okay. My strengths. Creative vision.
Yep.
Your imagination fuels innovative solutions and fresh perspectives.
Just
okay, yeah. Prioritizing your values, which is very, I feel like, large for me.
Yep.
Building team harmony and adaptability.
Agreed.
And then my weaknesses are
being on time.
literally idealistic expectations. Your lofty standards may clash with practical workplace realities. Yeah. Avoiding conflict. Yeah. Perfectionist tendencies, which is great in my job because I have to be a perfectionist. Sensitive to criticism. I would say probably, but also I feel like I've worked on that. And also I just am never fucking criticized because I'm perfect. No, I'm just kidding.
But also it's like, I feel like even if you can take criticism well, like I take it well and I'm like, okay, I'll improve.
Yeah.
But like I'm still crying a little internally.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
Like, what do you mean it wasn't perfect to begin with?
Yeah. Like, you have something to say about me?
Yeah. Okay. My strengths. Organization skills.
Totally.
Empathy at work, which is literally my whole job.
Literally your whole job?
Reliability.
Totally.
And practical solutions.
Totally.
And my weaknesses, resistant to change. Okay. High standards. Downplaying achievements.
Once we should have a grad party for you. You just graduated nursing school. No.
Yeah. No, I literally like, it was so, okay, actually speaking of graduating nursing school, this is something that I also forget about or like don't necessarily like, I guess this is literally just like downplaying my achievements because like I'm like,
wow. Getting honor roll the whole time.
Well, not that, but like, well, yeah. Like, but like, I don't know if you would consider it that I was a valedictorian, like, because I don't
You were.
No, we don't have like an official valedictorian. Like, I don't know, but basically like I was the one who was asked to give the graduation speech.
The valedictorian.
But like, that's what everyone kept on saying. And so I was like, no, like, I don't know. But like, I guess I like should have been proud of myself for that. But it's just like,
yeah.
I don't know.
That was a huge moment.
No, I don't know why.
Brought me to
I
tears.
was literally thinking about that the other day, and I was like, "That was kind of crazy."
That was
like,
crazy.
That was like my first time like ever public speaking.
Yeah.
And well, like I mean, I've public,
but like professionally public speaking.
Yeah, like, and
sense.
It wasn't just like with my grad class. Like it was like thousands of people. Like
terrifying.
I actually felt like I was gonna pass out in the moment. Like it was so scary.
Yeah, I would have said no.
Well, okay, this is actually what happened. I mean, this is like a complete side tangent.
Yeah.
But I didn't even really get the opportunity to say no.
Oh yeah, they just like emailed you saying that you were doing it.
Yeah,
didn't they?
Literally, like the faculty emailed me and was like, "Hey, like we would love to have like a write up of your draft by like next week." And I'm like,
"The fuck?
Write up for what? Like draft of what?" And they're like, "Oh, like I thought you knew like the nursing faculty like they." That you're doing the speech.
Yeah, like they voted you in.
And I was
like, I had no idea.
I had no idea. And then I was like, okay, well, they've clearly been planning this. So I was like, I guess I'll do it.
Oh.
And like, I feel like I literally just knew I had to because like, especially with like nursing school, like, you know, everyone who's in your class and stuff. And like, there's a few people that are like more outspoken, but yeah, I am definitely the type of person who's like, I'm just going to answer because I want to move on to the next question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if no one's saying anything, I'm just going to say, I don't even care if I'm right or wrong. I'm just going to say something so we can like get it going.
Totally.
So everyone knew me as like the speaker, I would say, which is annoying as fuck. And I hate being that kind of person. But it's like, I hate just sitting there, you know what I mean, in class. And
no, I actually don't because I am the person who sits there in class and does not say a fucking word.
Yeah, see, like that gives me more anxiety because I'm just like, is someone like, what are we waiting for? Like, just say it.
Fair.
Anyways, and then my last weakness is difficulty speaking up. Speaking up for yourself doesn't always come naturally. And I would say that's like a 50-50 thing because like, yeah. I would say it totally depends in the situation because I would say like in like professional settings or like situations where I know the other person is going to be affected, like I would rather just keep quiet than like,
right,
you know, like
yeah, like you're almost like sacrificing yourself.
Yeah, like I'm just like, it's really not worth it.
Yeah.
But when I'm like very passionate about something or I'm like, no, I know I'm right.
Oh yeah, you're speaking the fuck up.
Yeah, like I'm gonna speak.
There's nothing to hold you back in those moments.
Yeah, so that was the only one I was kind of like, I don't know about that. Okay, now our strengths and weaknesses in relationships.
Yeah,
according to our personality traits.
Okay. So my strengths, it says, is deep empathy, which I would agree with. Loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would also agree with that.
Very much so.
Okay. It's so weird talking about your strengths.
Yeah,
You're just like,
do you think I'm good?
Yeah, do you think I am loyal? Inspiring.
Yep.
Your optimistic outlook encourages partners to dream big.
Yep.
I would like to say that I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional depth.
Yep.
I would also agree with that.
Yep.
And then my weaknesses. Okay, this one really cuts because it's so true. Difficulty expressing feelings.
Yeah.
I am so bad at that. I literally had to train myself like a dog. Like Owen is like, you have to express what you're actually feeling, because I just
keep it in,
suck that shit in. Avoiding conflict. Duh. Difficulty expressing my needs. Totally, because I just always feel like I'm being a burden. Yeah. Which pisses me off.
I feel like we actually, there's a lot of the same ones in this.
Really?
Yeah.
And then my need for space. Because I do like to be alone, because I scored 94% on the introverted scale.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay, my strengths: loyalty.
So true.
Do you agree?
100%.
Practical help.
For sure.
Your knack for practical help makes you a reliable friend and partner.
Totally.
Okay.
I feel like I could go with you with like any of like the most weird, intricate issue, and you could find a way to solve it.
I love solving things and fixing things. I think I've like said this before. I don't know why.
Untangling necklaces.
Like anything that just like needs to be like done. Fixed. I just love it. Emotionally intuitive, which I definitely would agree with this. Because,
totally.
Like I just feel like I pick up on people's vibes.
Yeah.
Even before they say something.
100%.
Like I know as soon as somebody is feeling different or weird or anything, like I know if you're angry or sad, or even if you're hiding it, like I know.
Yeah, that's the J in your thing. The judgment.
Oh.
Yeah.
And promoting harmony. You excel at creating peaceful, stable relationship environments.
I would agree.
Yeah. But I feel like we have a lot of the same weaknesses. Mine is difficulty expressing yourself. You may find it challenging to voice your own needs and desires, which I don't know if I find that hard. I am too eager to please, apparently. Like, you might sacrifice too much of yourself to please others.
Oh, for sure.
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
Even like for the smallest things of like, I know you care about some things. And you're like, no, I don't care. Like, even if it's as simple as like, what do you want for food? And you're like, I don't care. And I'm like, I know you care. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're
but
willing.
That's you being too eager to please, because you know I care.
Because you have more of a care in that kind of realm.
And then I also have avoiding conflict, which I would say that like, especially, and like also like with friends, like I do try.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
This one is so true. Emotionally overwhelmed.
That is so funny.
I do be emotionally overwhelmed.
You're just like, I cannot take this anymore.
No, literally. I'm just always overwhelmed. I've never not been overwhelmed. I've never been chill.
I've never been chill.
But actually, speaking of chill, another update on my ashwagandha.
Oh, yeah.
I do feel like it's continuing to work.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to say because I'm like, okay, wait, is this like my anxiety meds or is this like, but I mean, like those, I've been on those for so long. So
yeah,
I just feel like there's certain things where I'm just like, it just stops me from getting to that super point.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's really hard to like fully say because even like my baseline is just so spiked anyways.
Yeah.
That like, I don't even know if I can come down.
Right.
So, but it stops me kind of from getting to that like very, very crazy point. But I don't know.
All right.
Actually.
I like that. That's solid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you say that you resonate fully with your personality type? Would there be anything that you would change in there that you read that you were like, that's not me?
I mean, I would have to go through it and like go more through
like
it.
A full read. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I do in a sense, but it's also like I hate like agreeing with like the good things that it says.
I know.
I hate being like, oh yeah, like that's so me.
Yeah, like I'm so loyal.
Like I'm such a good friend. I'm such a good partner.
You guys are all so lucky to have me.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's a really awkward question to answer. That's why I'm asking you. Like, do you agree?
I think I agree with mine.
This last decade. To know like if I would have been the same or not 10 years ago.
I feel like yours would have been different.
I feel like it would have been different for sure. I feel like I was a lot more extroverted.
I was going to say, I feel like you were 100% an E.
Yeah.
For
and
sure.
now I'm like, ooh.
People. Get me out of here. No. Okay, you guys. This episode was obviously a little random.
I feel like we say that every time though.
I know we do.
It honestly, they're all random.
They're all random. Anyways, we told you some pretty good stories, I won't lie. And for next week, Brooke will be divulging in her personality type, so you guys can get to know her a little bit more, because
I'm very curious to know what hers is.
Me too.
Because like I feel like she's like an onion.
Oh, I did not hear you say onion.
What did you say?
I heard 99. And I was like, what does that mean? So yeah, we kind of just wanted to do that because I feel like it's an interesting thing to do. You guys should do it.
Do you also find that like you like resonate with like your sign?
We need to do an episode on that, on our star signs. Mm-hmm. Do you? I do 100%. I also feel like,
I think so.
Maybe on like your outer layer, I could for sure you resonate as a Taurus for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Brooke and I are both Tauruses.
Totally.
But she's an April Taurus and I'm a May Taurus.
Yeah, you're definitely a different Taurus than she is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Sag, and I resonate with mine. Mm-hmm. Hardcore. I love my sign. I do. I eat that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yum, yum, yum.
It does feel so weird with just the two of us.
I know. So silent.
Mm-hmm.
Eerie.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us again this week, guys.
See you guys next Tuesday.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.